So it's the weekend, so it's time for housekeeping. These books need to go back to the library. This is Cheryl Strayed's Wild. I'm a slow reader and I finished this in a week. It's really an amazing book and it makes me want to go hiking, like maybe across Canada or something. This gave me hope. Why? Because this book is terrible. That's all I'm going to say about that, because I think that was really mean what I just said. If she can get published, so can I. If she can write a book, so can I. And that's all I'm going to say. The name of the book is called Stop Being Mean to Yourself. I didn't get that at all. I'm still mean. So, yeah. But I can't say anything positive, so I feel bad about it. So I'm not going to say anything at all. This was a surprise. What do you call those horses that win in the race from the back? So this was kind of nice. This one's called You Are What You Wear. It is not about minimalism, but it did explain why I dress badly. It's by Dr. Jennifer Baumgartner. I thought it was good. Maybe I'll dress better now. I did a book review on this. This one I'm thinking about buying. I always get my books from the library. This is so detailed. I mean, there were so many pages that I flagged. This was so good that I really think that I should just invest in it. It's called The Joy of Less by Francine Gray, and it's densely packed. And the book I'm about to do for you next is no different. Hello everybody, welcome to my channel. My name is Christina Gauda, and today, with that sleepy dog over there, right there, we're gonna fold tank tops and maybe even edit, because that is way too many tank tops right there. And those are all tissue boxes. And I'm gonna do a book review on Small Fry. So this is by Lisa Brennan-Jobs. This is the daughter of Steve Jobs. And it's actually going to be on Gretchen Rubin's podcast called The Happier Podcast. So let's get to it. Let's fold some tank tops. First thing I'm going to do is just take a inventory. This is the best box of folding, and then I'm just going to take an inventory. So this book was actually an incredible read, and I'll tell you why. The reason why it was so incredible is because it was so incredible because I'm a slow reader, and I was able to read the whole thing in 3 days. And so I was shocked how quickly I got through the book, but I don't think that it has any reflection on me. I think that's a reflection of what a good writer Lisa Jobs is. I think if her father had been a little bit of a kinder person, he would have appreciated what a great kid he has. Alrighty, so I really enjoyed the book because, let's put that in frame, put these down. I really thought, if maybe he was a little bit of a nicer person, he would have realized what a great kid he has, because I think it's tragic that Steve Jobs left this planet, and I don't think she felt good about her relationship with her dad. It made me sad, actually, and it was just so coincidental that I happened to read it on Father's Day weekend, and it made me think about my relationship with my dad. So, without giving away too much, because I actually do talk about my father in the book, my dad is a rebel. So if you've seen the Gretchen Rubin book, The Happiness Project, or Better Than Before, there are 4 tendencies in how people respond to an outer versus an inner expectation. My father falls into the rebel category. So he doesn't respond to outer or inner expectations. And I struggled with this as a kid because I just didn't understand my dad's frame of reference, because I am such a strong obliger. So an obliger is someone who doesn't really respond to their inner expectations. Like, I need to lose 50 pounds. Never gonna happen. However, if you show up at my doorstep, I will do whatever it takes, set the alarm, put on my sneakers, and I will run with you. Why? Because you showed up at my doorstep. So I respond to outer expectations more than inner expectations. And if you keep following my blog, you might find that if I'm lucky, within a few weeks, there might be a little bit of a major life change. I'm not doing this as clickbait. I really would like this life change. So these are my 3 tank tops. One of them I only wear at the beach, but it's a necessity. I need it. The other one goes under sweaters, and I don't know if you've been following the news, but the Midwest is very strange right now. Like, I just got off the phone with Bridget, who's in Philadelphia, and she's having 92-degree weather, and here in the Midwest, I think it's 62. So not really sure when this is going to happen, but there is my white tank tops. So back to Dad. I struggle with Dad because if you read the book, The Quest for the Black Panty Drawer, you'll find out something happened in our family last year and a little bit from the year before. And I don't know how to tell you this without giving away too much. How do I tell you this? So something happened, and I thought with being married, the old ghosts are gone away. And it turns out it wasn't. All the same baggage you have when you're a kid, when you're a teenager, it doesn't go away when there's a family emergency. It just gets amplified. So it was interesting to read this book while my one family member was sick. I won't say who because I want you to read the book. And it was also interesting to see that, I have a lot in common with Lisa Jobs. I was surprised. Like, I got her. From the minute I read about her, I'm like, I get you, girl. I got you. You make sense to me. I totally understand you. So that was the story. So what are your thoughts on Steve Jobs? Did you know he had a daughter who's in her 30s? Did you know that he had 3 more children with a different woman who's not Lisa's mother? Did you know that he had a role in Pixar, as in Toy Story? I love that movie, by the way. So this is sort of the KonMari folding. The weakest that needs the most protection and the most structure is the straps. So that goes in. The straps are part of the garment. And then I fold inwards like so. So did you know all this about Steve Jobs? Because that was really fascinating to me, was finding out a lot about Steve Jobs' life indirectly through his daughter. So I thought that was really fascinating. So in the process of me folding and talking about the book review, I'm also looking at clothes and looking at how sexy I used to dress. Yes, I actually wore like a halter dress like so. I wonder, you think these days are over? Not sure. Let me think about it. I guess, I always question people who put clothes in the maybe pile. And I'm like, what do you mean maybe? You either like it or you don't. But it turns out I have something in common with the maybe group too. All right, so let's fold this in. So did you know a lot about Steve Jobs? Do you care about Steve Jobs? What's your opinion of Steve Jobs? If you're a parent, tell me what your parenting style is. And I'm a big believer in Gretchen Rubin's theory of these 4 tendencies. I think she's onto something. I have a hard time disbelieving her. And I found that when I'm listening to all these minimalist podcasts, or like if I follow the groups on Facebook, they always want to know, oh, do you do Myers-Briggs? Are you INTJ? I'm like, I don't know if I believe that, but I really do believe in Gretchen Rubin's 4 tendencies. I really think she's onto something. So if I had to guess, I'm going to bet that Steve Jobs is a rebel and his daughter Lisa Jobs is a obliger like me. If you're curious, my husband is a questioner, and my mom is an obliger as well. And apparently rebels tend to marry obligers, and I think it's a disaster, for a rebel to marry an obliger, because that's what my father is and that was what my mother is. But they've celebrated 41 years. So what do I know? I think maybe they're on to something. So another thing I like about this book is I have a lot of favorite cities. My top 2 favorite cities is a tie. It's between Barcelona and Berlin. I might like Barcelona a little bit more than Berlin, only because I speak a little bit of French, and Catalan is a mixture of French and Spanish, and I could actually understand a few words. So this is one of my favorite shirts. It's a tank top by Daisy Fuentes, and so that's it there. And the back has this nice detail. It's comfortable as can be, but it has a hole in it. So this is what I wear to do dishes. So it could be donated. In fact, if I don't use it this summer, it should be donated. But I'm of the camp, just use what you have. I mean, I had no idea I have this many tank tops. This is ridiculous how many tank tops I have. So, all right. Almost done. Hang in there. So another reason why I liked this book so much was San Francisco. I love San Francisco. What a great city. It's really beautiful. I love the food. I think, you can't go wrong if you go to San Francisco. It's just a really, it's going to be a great vacation. And my husband actually goes there about twice a year for work, and I'm incredibly jealous. Oh, I'm so jealous. I'm like, really? I wish I could quit my job and travel with him. I mean, that would make my life. I would love that. If you talk to my friend Jan, she'll say to you, well, why don't you quit your job and travel with your husband? This is an oldie but a goodie. It's probably Old Navy from maybe 5 years ago. It used to be really cute, but now I wear it inside the house. So about San Francisco, my husband goes there twice a year. So reading this book made me really fall in love with San Francisco again. It's not hard to do. Because it's just such a great city. If you have a chance to go, please do. It's wonderful. A little story about San Francisco. I never take time off work to travel with my husband. I did it twice in 11 years of marriage. Both times I was unemployed. So he says, hey, you want to go to San Francisco? And this time I'm like, I will make it work. I will move patience. I will do what it takes. I'll make it to work. Just then, a friend called, Bridette, who I mentioned earlier, and she said, I'm going into labor. Has anyone heard from Stephanie? Stephanie is our friend who lives north of San Francisco in Napa Valley. And I had to ignore the call because I was at work, and I don't take phone calls in front of patients. And the text message, I get another text message, and it says, has anyone heard from Stephanie? And same thing, I ignore the call. I can't take it. I'm at work. And I'm thinking, oh dear, what's going on? And it turns out that there was a fire and we didn't have any idea where Stephanie was. It was kind of scary. Long story short, Stephanie's fine. Her house was the only house that actually survived the blaze. And they took off and stayed in Lake Tahoe, thank God, because their house was unlivable from the toxic fumes. This I wear late at night when I walk the dog. And that's the dog leaving. Alrighty, to be continued, because I need to show you how this all goes into my tank drop drawer. Can you believe it? I need to have a tank drop drawer. That is not minimalist, not at all. So I'll meet you back here very shortly, and I'll finish the story of 3 out of 4 girls in San Francisco and Alcatraz. So these are the purses, and that blue thing right there is my raincoat because it's going to be a rainy weekend. And we're going to go to Toronto, and I'm just going to finish up this tank top video. So to tell you, finish the story, Stephanie was safe, the children were safe, they went to Lake Tahoe, and when I said, listen, I'm coming to San Francisco, Anoo, who lives in Vancouver, said, I'm coming too. And so 3 out of 4 of us, Stephanie and Anoo and I, were in San Francisco. We went to Alcatraz. We took the children. They really liked it. I loved Alcatraz. I thought it was really cool. It's creepy because I listened to the killers and the criminals through an earpiece as I went through the tour, so I felt like they were walking with me. But highly recommend Alcatraz, especially if you like gardening. And I won't tell you why. Just check it out. Alright, let's finish up this video. I used this box that came with my mic for making my YouTube videos when I do voiceovers. I'm not very technically savvy. I'll just tell you that it's a good mic. It's the Rode NT USB. It just plugs into my laptop and I'm able to do voiceovers. This is my tank top decluttering. So I tend to gravitate to fuchsias and purples, and I don't know why these colors make me happy. And I asked my mother to collect tissue boxes because we shop at Costco and the tissue boxes are like this high, and I purposely created a lingerie drawer, and so this is a very shallow drawer. So each tissue box contains a limit of 3 tank tops. I'm not allowed to have more than that, so that prevents me from hoarding. So there's the pinks and the purples. Here in the back is navy blues and black. And then we have greens and earth tones and white. So that's it. That's all the tank tops I'm going to accumulate. And you know what's going to happen. We're going to go to Uniqlo and pick up a tank top. But that's all that I'm allowed to accumulate. And thank you so much for watching. Please like and subscribe. And I will see you in the next video. Bye for now.